We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss controls in ASP.NET. The ASP.NET controls are designed to resemble standard window forms controls. We already discussed many window forms controls that all standard Windows form controls are resemble over here in ASP.NET. It means it is reused over here in ASP.NET. These controls are used to design the interface of web applications. ASP.NET provides a standard set of controls that can be used to develop web applications. You can access all these controls from the toolbox present in the Visual Studio. These controls can be easily used by dragging and dropping them at any desired location on a web form. You can see over here a screenshot of toolbox available in our Visual Studio. We can note that the controls over here are categorized into some tabs. That tabs are like standard tabs, data, validation, navigation, login. So what's it? Based on the task performed by them, these controls are grouped under various categories, and these categories are known as tabs. For example, control for validating the data are placed under the validation tab, and controls used for login on the website are under the login tab. Controls for the common use are placed under the standard tab, and these controls are known as standard controls. The control class. The web server control are based on web control class. As we know, ASP.NET and C# both are object-oriented language. So whatever controls will be available in our ASP.NET are implemented in .NET as a class. So if we want to use web control, we have to use web control class. The web control class is derived from control class. The system.web.ui.control class is base class of web server controls. This class is derived from object class. It means that control class is derived from object class, which resides the system namespace. Now, if we want to see the hierarchy of these classes, it will be like this: system.object, then system.web.ui.control, and the web control class is derived from this control class. Now we'll see the some public properties of control class. Over here we are not discussing each and every properties available for control class. We are discuss only those common properties which are generally used for control class. We'll start with the first, that is app relative template source directory. It obtains the application relative virtual directory of the page instance or user control that contains the current server control. And one is binding container. It obtains the control that contains the server control data binding. Next is client ID. It obtains the server control identified generated by ASP.NET. Next is client ID mode. It obtains the algorithm that generates the value of client ID property. Next is controls. It obtains the control collection object that represent the child controls for the specified server controls. Next is data item container. It obtains a reference to the name containers if the containers implemented the iData container property. Next is enable theming. It is used to obtain a value identity whether or not themes apply to a server control or not. Next is enable view state. It obtains a value indicating whether or not the server control decides its view state and the view state of any child control is contained or not. Next is ID. It obtains the programmatically identifier assigned to the server control. Next is naming containers. It obtains a references to server controls naming container which creates a unique namespace to differentiate between server controls with the same system dot web dot ui dot control dot id property. Next is page property. It obtains a reference of page instance that contains the server control. Next is parent property. It obtains a reference of the server controls parent control in the page control hierarchy. Next is rendering compatibility. It obtains the value that specify the ASP.NET version which is compatible with the HTML code. Next is site. It obtains the information about the container that hosts the current control when the rendering on a design surface. Next is skin ID. It obtains the style to apply the server control. Next is template control. It obtains a reference of the template that contains the server control. Next is template source directory. It is used to obtain virtual directory of a page instance or user control that contains the current server controls. Next is unique ID. It obtains the unique hierarchical qualified identifier for the server control. Next is view state mode. It specifies the view state mode of the server control. And last one is visible. It obtains a value that indicates whether or not server control is rendered as UI on a web page. Now we'll discuss methods available for control class. First method is apply style sheet skin method. It helps in applying the style property defined in the page style sheet to the server controls. Next is data bind method. It helps in binding the data source to the invoked server control and its child control. Next is disposed method. It helps in enabling a server control to perform final cleanup before it releases the memory. Next is find control. It helps in searching the current naming containers for the specified server control. Next is focus. It helps us in setting input focus on a control. Next is hash control. It helps in determining whether or not the server control contains any child control or not. Next is render control. It stores the tracing information about the control if tracing is enabled or not. Next is resolve client URL. It helps us in getting a uniform resource locator. It means URL that can be used by a browser. Next is resolve URL. It helps us in converting a URL into derived form. Last method is set render method delegate. It helps us in assigning an event handler delegate to render the server control and it's contained into its parent control. Apart from properties and methods, many events of control class is also available. Now we'll discuss the events of the control class. First event is data binding event. It occurs when server control is attached to the data source. Next is disposed event. It refers to the last stage of the life cycle of a server control and occurs when a server control is released from the memory. Next is init event. We already discussed this. Init event refers to the first step in ASP.NET Web Page lifecycle and occurs when the server control is initialized. Next is load event. It occurs when a server control is loaded into a page object. Next event is page renderer. It occurs when server control is obtained to render to its containing page object. And last one, unload event. It occurs when a server control is unloaded from memory. Next are the properties for web control class. We are earlier discussed the properties, method and event of control class. Now we are going to discuss the property of web control class. Then first one is access key. It is used to obtain the access key that allows you to quickly navigate to the web server controls. Next is attribute. It obtains the collection of arbitrary attributes that do not corresponding to properties on the server control. Next is back color. It obtains the background color of the web server control. Next is border color. It is used to obtain the border color of the web server control. Next is border style. It is used to obtain the border style of the web server control. Next is border width. It is used to obtain the width of the web server control. Next is control style. It is used to obtain the style of a web server control. Next property is control style created. It is used to get a value indicated whether or not style object has been created for the control style property. This property is primarily used by control developer. Next is CSS class. It is used to obtain the CSS class rendered by the web server control on the client. Next is enabled. It is used to obtain a value indicating whether or not web server is enabled or not. Next is enable theming. It is used to obtain value indicated whether or not themes apply to web server or not. Next is font. It is used to obtain the font property associated with the web server control. Next is for color. It is used to obtain foreground color. It means font color of the web server control. Next is has attribute. It specify a value indicated whether or not attribute are set for the web server control. Next is height. It is used to obtain height of the web server control. Next is skin ID. It is used to obtain the style to apply the web server control. Next is style. It is used to obtain a collection of text attribute that will be rendered as a style attribute on the outer tag of the web server control. Next is tab index. It is used to obtain the tab index of the web server control. Next is tooltip. It is used to obtain text display when the mouse pointer hover over the web server control. And last one is width, that is used to obtain width of the web server control. Apart from this public property of web control class, many methods are also available for web control class. First is apply style method. It is used to copy any non-blank element of the specified style to the web control. Next is copy base attributes. It is used to copy the property that are not encapsulated by style object from the specified web server control to the web server control that this method is called from. Next is merge style. It is used to copy any non-blank element of the specified style to the web server control but does not override any existing style elements of the control. This method is used primarily by control developer. Next control is render begin tag. It is used to write opening tag of the specified markup element to the output stream. Last one is render end tag. It is used to write the end tag of markup element to the output stream. That's it for this lecture. In next lecture, we'll discuss Standard web controls.